Today we are going to talk about episode 16 of Hunter x Hunter titled Defeat and Disgrace. The title perfectly fits the episode as this is the first time Gon faces defeat and he is disgraced and embarrassed by the actions of Hisoka. For me, Hunter x Hunter is one of my favorite animes of all time, and the dynamics between Gon and Hisoka is one of my favorite things about the show. There is a lot of foreshadowing in this particular episode about the future of Hunter x Hunter, and looking back at this episode, I found so many hints that relate to something that happens later in the show. So the episode begins with us knowing that Gon is targeting Hisoka's badge. He basically wants to get Hisoka's badge so that he can get the number of points he needs to proceed to the next round of the Hunter exam. We also get to know that Hisoka is going to target Kurapika and Leorio, who are good friends with Gon. Hisoka is just randomly pursuing people. He is not specifically pursuing his target. Hisoka's plan is to basically go after random people rather than going after his target specifically. If he basically gets three badges from three random people, that will do the trick for this round. Gon has been continuously chasing after Hisoka for the past couple of episodes. Then Hisoka finally encounters Kurapika and Leorio, and Kurapika tries to make a deal with Hisoka, knowing that he will never be able to defeat Hisoka. This has been very apparent since we met Hisoka that he is one of the most powerful people in this particular Hunter exam, and I think Kurapika is very smart to not pick a fight with him. So Kurapika proposes that he is willing to give Hisoka a badge that is worth only 1 point, which Hisoka actually agrees. I think the reason that he agrees to take that one badge instead of killing them both is because Hisoka wants them to grow up and become powerful so that they can become worthy opponents. This has been Hisoka's ideology from the start. This is what exactly gets him excited. So basically, Hisoka is excited and aroused by the thought of facing people who are equally powerful to them, and he lets people live who have the potential to become that powerful. And I think he sees that potential in Kurapika and Leorio, as he does with Gon. Gon hears this and he's glad that his friends are safe and Hisoka will go after someone else. But then we get one of the darkest scenes, I would say, in the earlier episodes of Hunter x Hunter, where we see basically Hisoka's bloodlust. And this is caused because he let Kurapika and Leorio free, but he is so excited and aroused right now that he has to quell his lust right now. So basically, he stays excited for the whole night, he stays aroused for the whole night, and this was a very creepy scene. I did not expect a scene like this to come in an anime like Hunter x Hunter. Obviously, Hunter x Hunter becomes very dark, especially towards the Chimera Ant arc. But in the initial episodes where everything was very cheerful, this scene was very, I would say, even refreshing to see. Not that I wasn't liking the anime, but this scene just brought a certain level of darkness. Even the background music, the transitions, the animation, everything felt a bit dark. And Hisoka's bloodlust is such an adult kind of concept that this anime really transcends all ages. The look on Hisoka's face, it's so creepy. He's obviously very excited and aroused, and he basically stands like this throughout the whole night. Gon is obviously terrified on seeing this. He has never felt like this ever before. This kind of darkness, this kind of bloodlust coming from a person, this kind of aura. He's so frightened that he cannot move. He's so scared. He doesn't want to be there anymore. So Hisoka stands in front of a tree and lets his bloodlust evaporate throughout the whole night. Gon can obviously sense his bloodlust, and here Hisoka thinks about the fact that he let them go, and the fact that he let them go basically stirred him up, and he has to quell his bloodlust. So, as I mentioned, the night passes, and Hisoka finally gets back to normal, but he's really not normal right now. He's a bit jaded. He's basically going to kill anyone who comes in his way. Gon senses that this is the perfect time to strike Hisoka, as Hisoka will be purely focused on his target and Gon can take his badge. So Gon plans to move towards Hisoka and he waits for Hisoka to get his next prey. And by the time Hisoka attacks his next prey, Gon is going to get his badge. Hisoka, meanwhile, has completely concealed his presence so that he can target his opponent. Hisoka finally locates his opponent, and it's a random old guy, and he goes after him like nothing else exists. The old guy obviously doesn't stand a chance, and he falls to Hisoka. And in an amazing sequence, Gon is able to get Hisoka's badge while Hisoka is attacking the old man. This is exactly what Gon planned from the beginning. Hisoka is left stunned by what exactly happened and where his badge went. Gon catches the 44 number badge that is Hisoka's, and Hisoka then realizes that Gon is the one who caught his badge. Hisoka is left a bit stunned. But then surprisingly, Hisoka gives a very slight smile. Gon is still very anxious. He can't believe that he has caught Hisoka's badge and his plan is to run away. But then Gon suddenly falls down, and we as audiences are left on what exactly happened. But I think we knew something like this was coming because Gon was always being followed by someone else. And it is revealed that that person was always tracking Gon. He was always chasing Gon. And in a similar way of how Gon got Hisoka's badge, he is able to get Gon's badge and Hisoka's badge both. Gon is obviously poisoned and he has fallen down. He is feeling completely helpless while this person takes his badges. There is a beautiful metaphor that we see throughout this episode where a butterfly is stuck in a spider's web. In a similar way, Gon is feeling stuck right now. But then Gon sees that the person who got his badge also falls down, and then it is revealed that Hisoka has knocked that particular man out. And Hisoka is very impressed on how Gon was able to get Hisoka's badge. That is why Hisoka is going to leave his badge with Gon. And then Hisoka basically lets Gon live. While Hisoka is walking away, Gon shouts, "Wait." While Hisoka is leaving without his badge, Gon asks him to wait and asks him whether he wants to take his badge back. But Hisoka mentions that he just came back to commend Gon and he doesn't need the badge as he has enough points to pass that particular round of the Hunter exam. Gon is very embarrassed and disgraced by Hisoka's action, and he says that he doesn't need the badge. He hasn't earned the badge, so he doesn't need it. He can take the badge back. But Hisoka shrugs him off by saying that Gon owes him now and that he is going to wait for Gon to pay him back. But then Hisoka suddenly realizes that Gon, who was supposed to be poisoned and down, suddenly gets up. And Gon has this annoyed look in his face where he just tells Hisoka to take his badge and that he doesn't owe him anything. Hisoka again explains him the fact that he's letting you live and that he will continue to let him live until Gon has grown enough that he is worthy of killing. And this is one of the biggest insults Gon has ever faced in his life. He has never been this helpless. Then the ultimate blow happens when Hisoka punches Gon in the face and Gon just goes flying out. And then Hisoka utters the famous line, "I'll take it back when you can punch me in the face like that." Gon is obviously knocked out and is completely helpless. This is the first time in his life that he is completely helpless and defeated. He is like that butterfly in a spider's web that cannot move, that cannot do anything, is completely helpless, and the spider is not even eating it. Next, we see one of the darkest scenes in the earlier episodes of Hunter x Hunter. Till now, what has transpired so far is Hisoka basically punching him, and we have seen shows where the protagonist is temporarily defeated by the antagonist, and then the protagonist obviously gets new skills, he learns, he grows, and then basically goes after the villain again. This look on Gon's face, we have seen this later in Hunter x Hunter as well, and this is where the foreshadowing part comes in. I love how this episode foreshadows the anger in Gon when he feels helpless. Gon hates it when he feels helpless and he feels defeated. I think Gon is very pissed about the fact that he could have been killed so easily and his journey could have ended right now. He realizes how helpless he is. He needs to understand that he's just a kid and he needs to improve, and these things happen in life. But Gon has always pushed himself so far and so much. That is both one of his strengths and weaknesses. His strength because he's able to push himself and obviously he's able to reach new heights at such a young age without having superpowers or super training till the age of 11, unlike Killua. But this is also his weakness because he is not able to deal with loss and defeat in a nice way. His mind goes into such dark places. Again, the foreshadowing here is incredible. For those who have seen the Chimera Ant arc, you know what exactly I'm talking about. When I was rewatching Hunter x Hunter, I noticed that this look was so familiar to the look Gon had in the Chimera Ant arc. But the difference between Gon right now and the Gon we see in the Chimera Ant arc is that when Gon is pissed in the Chimera Ant arc and when that iconic scene happens, he is powerful enough to deal with his enemies. Whereas here, he realizes that he has no chance against Hisoka and he needs to learn so much. But these are not the eyes of a normal 12-year-old being angry. There is a sense of rage inside him. There is a seriousness behind his eyes. He is obviously very tough on himself. Throughout Hunter x Hunter, Gon has always hated situations where he has felt helpless, totally helpless. And this was one of those situations. Usually he has Killua by his side or his friends by his side to comfort him. But this was a moment that he shared alone, and he didn't share this moment with anyone for a very long time. He did share this with Killua once the Hunter exam ends and maybe a little bit of weight is lifted off his shoulder. But this episode reminded me that if Gon really becomes very powerful, you don't want to become Gon's enemy in any kind of way. if you get on the wrong side of Gon, he is going to completely obliterate you. He has a very straight way of thinking of what is right and what is wrong. I don't think he's able to see the gray areas. The episode ends with the narrator narrating us what could he be thinking alone in the darkness. And the answer to this question is still up in the air. It is up to anyone's guess. I firmly believe that there are some dark thoughts going inside Gon's head. Again, I might be oversimplifying the darkness that comes inside Gon's head, and it might be very normal for anyone to be pissed at this particular situation. I only feel that if he was a little less hard on himself, if he basically told himself that, okay, I'm just a 12-year-old, I'm learning something, I got lucky, I will come back stronger, and I'm going to defeat Hisoka, then that would be a more fair way of thinking. But again, he's only 12 years old, so he's allowed to be pissed. And I think Hunter x Hunter also got the age thing right. Like I've seen many animes where younger characters are depicted in a way that they are so wise and 30 or 40 years old, they are full of experience and everything. But Hunter x Hunter takes a very different route where it treats kids like kids. So Gon is obviously just 12 years old, Killua is also in the same range, and both of them are growing so much, learning so many things, and even after all this training and what we see later in the Chimera and arc, they are still limited in their powers. And this is the reason why I love Hunter x Hunter so much. It is one of my top two animes along with Attack on Titan. So that was my quick analysis on this particular episode of Hunter x Hunter. If you do like the video, please do like and subscribe and support the channel. As you can see, I just have 9 subscribers till now. I would love to see that number go a little bit up. And I'm also free. The channel is still pretty new. I'm working on my content and my delivery and all those stuff. So thanks a lot for watching if you made it till the end.